So, Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy Holidays. It's your boy QuestX coming back at you with a political video because, as I'm up, feeling a lot better. Thank you to everybody who gave me get well soon messages. I truly do appreciate that. However, stressful the holiday season is for anyone out there, just try to remain focused on the positivity, your family, and your loved ones. And just stay true to yourself and things will get better. So, while I have the energy to do this video, I want to talk about the very, very sad sight that I witnessed today with Donald Trump. And he addresses the nation, and I think it's such a sad situation. And it's not sad. I don't feel bad. I want to make sure that I make this very clear. I don't feel bad for Donald Trump. Not at all. I don't feel bad for his supporters. I feel bad for the rest of the country that has had to endure this debacle of a presidency. He during the, I'm going to leave a link in the description. During the interview, he looks small. He looks completely confused. He's alone. I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, they were saying he's been tweeting how he's all alone. Reports from the White House are saying that he doesn't seem like himself, and by doesn't seem like himself, clearly he is a maniac, but his tweets are getting even more erratic. He can't seem to keep Barack Obama's name out of his mouth. I mean, listen, we're over 2 years removed from Barack Obama. What does Barack Obama have to do with the fact that you could have had $25 billion for your wall and you turned it down because you didn't want to deal with the DACAs, okay, because you listened to conservative media? What does that have to do with Barack Obama? Okay, he's constantly spewing out more and more lies about how the border wall and people pouring into the country and so on and so forth. It's just, I think, to truly get a sense of what's going on, you have to take a step back and look at this in its totality, put it this way. He literally has already begun his political death spiral. We've already talked about what he did as far as the base, okay? If you look at this past midterm elections, the Republicans got creamed, okay? They got destroyed. They got destroyed by they didn't even get destroyed by establishment Democrats. They got destroyed by the progressive Democrats and those Democrats who want to do the moderate, who want to go, who want to work but with Republicans and Democrats. And it's only going to get worse, okay, from this standpoint. And being honest, let's look at why he's being this way. The markets are tanking. Guys, I'll let you guys in on something. The reason why I've been so stressed out, I lost a lot of money. I went on an investment with someone, and I'm just going to tell you that these job reports and these reports talking about the market, they are not as good as they're making out to seem, okay? When you have idiots like Steve Mnuchin, who calls banks and investors and lenders and completely screws up the market, this just is a further example of how erratic and how undisciplined this administration is, okay? It's the truth. I mean, Donald Trump, in all intents and purposes, I really do hope that in the next couple weeks, Mueller drops his report so that we can just put him out of misery. Because if this goes on any further, the man is going to have a freaking stroke or a heart attack. Because it's not a game anymore. It hasn't been a game since the day he got into office. The presidency shouldn't be a game, period. But a lot of people think it's funny. You have your Hollywood media who likes to make jokes and light about Trump. But the fact is that he has completely destabilized us on the global scale. He is pulling out of Syria. Now, listen, you guys know that as a progressive, I feel that money should not go to wars. This should go to education and healthcare. Okay, that's something that I fundamentally believe. So do I have a problem with him pulling out of these warring nations? No, but there has to be an exit strategy, and it has to be implemented properly. Because if you don't, we're just going to be right back there in another couple years. Clearly, listening to all the tacticians and statisticians, they all say that he is fundamentally screwing this up. Okay, this is not a deep state. This is not an establishment or right-wing situation. This is just actual knowledge, okay, and warfare knowledge and geopolitical knowledge. He is not doing the proper things. And you have these Trump supporters who, because he's anti-something that they don't like, right? Whatever he says is just gold. Not thinking about what's going to end up happening in the long run. And it's sad. This is what makes it sad. This is what makes it a situation where you're going to have those that supported him who are going to be crying and moaning come this year, this time, come next year, about why the country is in its. Listen, we're headed for a recession. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, from the people that I know who work in the markets, they're not going to tell you this on mainstream media. Okay, we're headed for a recession, and this is, and I'm going to be honest with you, there is no one to blame but Donald Trump. This is not me because I'm being an anti-Trump. You guys know I'm a never-Trumper, as they say, or an anti-Trumper, or anti-Trump supporter. Okay, but I'm just being honest. When he decided to levy these tariff wars with China, with Canada, okay, all of these things, he destabilized us on an economic scale that you guys have absolutely no idea. Our deficit has doubled under his presidency. What do you think is going to happen when our debts are going to get called in? Okay, we're headed towards a monumentous car crash. And it is all because of this man. I'm being honest. This has nothing to do with Obama. Has nothing to do with Bush. Has nothing to do with the last 4 presidents. This has to do with a guy who was put in office by a foreign nation, meaning the Russians, to do exactly what he's done, which is destabilize us on an economic scale, a geopolitical scale, and now he's internally fractured us to the point where we will not be able to recover for the next 20 to 25 years. Okay, this is what he's done. And think about the length of time it took him to do it. Okay, the Republican Party, I've been said, was done. You guys, a lot of people said to me, no, the Republicans are going to win in the midterms. I don't know if they're going to be able to, if the wave was coming. You didn't listen. Okay, the midterms, boom. Okay, Democrats, not only, they didn't just beat them, they trounced them. Okay, I'm telling you, in 2020, Democrats are going to trounce them in 2020. The Republican Party will never fully recover from what he's done. Never. Okay? We actually have, let's take a second here and really look at this. We actually have a state media news outlet in Fox News. Who would have ever thought that our nation, that follows the Constitution, would ever actually have a news station that was state-run news? Did you ever think that we would ever get to that point? Okay, for you historians, you political historians, did you ever think, who follow the Constitution, did you ever think, even if you don't agree with Democrats, or you don't agree with liberals, or you don't agree with the far left, just take a step back. Did you ever think that the Constitution, which you seem to so solemnly hold steadfast to, because a lot of you conservatives are constitutionalists, okay? Did you ever think that you would ever see that? Okay, the founding fathers of this nation actually opposed that even idea of state news propaganda, a publication being run by the government or for the government. Because we were supposed to be the standard on a global scale. We are a laughingstock. This man literally destroyed in 2 years. Okay, as an African American, this country has never treated me other than anything other than a second-class citizen. That is period, point blank. There is no debate or discussion for it. But even now, on a scale that is unprecedented, he has literally destroyed every other fabric of the United States. Okay, when you have literal people who were born here, who are American citizens, who they don't get the concept that this man is he doesn't read, that he is making decisions based on news coverage. You cannot run the country based on, not everything is a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week TV series, but he's running it like that. And every business venture he has ever encountered, he has screwed up royally. And you're seeing it now. But see, the difference is that who's going to bail out the United States? Because every business venture he's ever gone into, he's failed at. He's failed at everything. And you're seeing it. Why he failed at everything? Because he's selfish, he's insecure, he's tiny in how he thinks. He doesn't have a broad understanding and concept of how to make deals and also how to position yourself to make deals. None of it. And yet there will be people who sit there and tell you that he is the greatest president, and I'm not even joking about this, that he is the greatest president that the United States has ever had. And when I hear that from someone, I have to often remind myself and say, well, just pay attention to who you're talking to. Look at where they come from. And again, I'm not trying to belittle that person or that individual, but I have to honestly be a tad bit, I want to say, empathetic that maybe this person is not that learned of an individual. Maybe that individual does not read the way that, maybe the reason why they think that this person is the greatest president they've ever seen is because maybe he spoke a language that they spoke, and he's easier for them to follow. And when you have someone that's easily you're able to relate to, it's easier to I guess in a way use the term fall in love with them. But I would advise you to seriously start to pick up books and read. Seriously pay attention to what's being reported about him. Look at his body language, even if you support, okay, his anti-establishment position, which I deeply, just look at his cabinet, Steve Mnuchin, all the guys that he has put into office. Is he really anti-establishment? Just follow the breadcrumbs. They're not even breadcrumbs. They're big-ass pieces of loaves of bread, okay? He is everything he said he was, he is not. Okay? He said he knew more than generals. Does he really look like he knows more than generals? Let's really look at how he's destabilized us on a global scale. Does it look like he knows what he's doing economically? Stop touting the jobs report. Look deeper beyond the jobs report. Look at, can this country, even though jobs are the employment rate has opened up, look at what specific markets of jobs have opened up. Look at, can the job market stay stable? Will they be able to hold on to their employees for 5, 10, 15 years from now? All of these things matter. Stop taking everything he says and just running with it, because he doesn't even believe in what he's saying. This was a get-rich scheme. That's all this was. He ran to be president because he wanted to be on TV. He then got into the presidency and said, let me capitalize on my position of power financially for my family. And now look at him, 17 investigations, okay? You think Russia is his biggest issue? He's got issues here in the state of New York. The Southern District of New York is going to nail him to the wall for all sorts of financial crimes. Okay? And when you talk about how successful of a businessman he is, seriously, he has lied his entire life about his net worth. He has lied about his entire life about his position. So with that, I just want to say I'm all done, because I can continue to go on and on about it, but it is really to no avail. But I just want to wish everybody a happy holidays. And like I said again, you know, I can continue to go talking on and on, but I'll start rambling at one point or another. It's your boy Quest X. I'm out.